Elizabeth.
I'd just like to say, I mean, I heard the comment about HUD saying essentially all your census tracts here are impacted, meaning they're all impoverished. It's the first time I've heard that HUD actually is insisting, I don't know if that's really the right word, that the city and GHA build new units around these public housing units because to compensate for the fact that we're putting all this public housing back in a location where all the census tracts are impacted, while we've got all these cities just across the bridge that have plenty of census tracts that are not impacted, but for some reason our city leaders and the state have got it in their minds that it is better for us to do that here on the island rather than try to go to some census tracts that are not impacted. Last night we were at a meeting, a regular meeting of the
Galveston County Mayors and Council Members Association.
Yes, Galveston County Mayors and Council Members Associations. I think there are 14 cities in Galveston County, and many of them were there. And each city stands up and tells what's going on in its city, and they were all real proud of their CDBG infrastructure projects. They're getting CDBG infrastructure money just like Galveston is, but they don't have any public housing.
But that was their choice. Galveston chose long ago. When?
1940.
In 1940.
Well, Texas City chose to have public housing too, and it tore its down after the storm.
But
Well, let me finish. They still got CDBG projects. And to say, well, they don't want it on the mainland, let me tell you, they don't want it here either. I think the residents of Galveston are willing and even eager to welcome back everyone who lived here before the storm and build public housing for them and have a reasonable amount of public housing here. We've got 440 units now, something like that, in Gulf Breeze and Holland House, and build some additional units. But for us to be the only ones in the county who have public housing, and for HUD now to be saying, and guess what, guys, you're so impoverished, you're really not a good candidates for public housing, so we're going to make you, after the housing bubble has burst, we're going to make you add 2 times as many units in addition to try to compensate for the fact that you're such an impoverished city, and this is where all the public housing is going to go. To me, that just doesn't make any sense. I'm doing everything I can on behalf of the citizens to try to get that point across and to try to get some relief from the state and the federal government, and I'd really just like to ask my council members to think about becoming cooperative in that effort instead of going around behind the scenes and trying to get the authorities to tell us we can't do it.
I know you're talking about me, Elizabeth.
I am talking about you.
And I will tell you that has been a charge that you've made before, and I have responded to you. And I would appreciate